a legend has emerged from the dust. A hero locked deep in the Kanto region on a divine journey. A quest of valor and marvel. His tale spans hundreds of hours and thousands of lepers. Through perils unknown, he marches. This is the tale of the PokeMMO Region Lock.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Rocket. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the first ever progress video of the region lock. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've seen probably a dozen videos already of me talking about the region lock, the challenges I still need to complete, the challenges I did complete. I even made a guide on what the region lock is, but I've never made like a progress video, if you will. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Instead of making a script and kind of just going off of whatever I wrote down and what topics I want to cover, I'm kind of just going to record live clips and kind of show you guys, you know, what I do day to day. Because I've been doing this region lock challenge ever since December of 2023, and it is now August of 2025. So that means we're like 4 months away from it being a 2-year-long venture in Kanto, just trying to complete the region lock challenge in Kanto. As you can see, I have 2,730 hours right now. We're inching up on 3K hours just in Kanto. So it's been quite a long time since I started this challenge. So I know most of you watching this video probably already know what the region lock is because I've been making videos on it for 2 years, but just because this is the episode 1 of the progress videos, I'm going to do a quick rundown of what the region lock is, a quick 30-second. If you want a complete in-depth guide of what the region lock is and how to do it, I'm going to be linking the video that I made about it in the description of the video. But for those of you who are brand new to the concept, essentially the region lock is a self-imposed challenge in PokeMMO where you lock yourself in one region and you're not allowed to leave said region until you complete 5 challenges. Those 5 challenges are completing the storyline, completing the Pokedex, getting 1,000 hours in that region, getting an in-region shiny, and getting an outer-region shiny. If you're not sure what that means, essentially an in-region shiny is a shiny that you can encounter in the region. So for example, in Kanto, you can get Pidgey. That would be an in-region shiny. And an outer-region shiny would be something like Bidoof because you can't naturally encounter it in Kanto. The way that you can get the outer-region shiny is either getting a swarm encounter, which is pretty rare because you only get 4 encounters typically from a swarm, some type of event alpha, which also is kind of rare because, you know, events only happen a few times a year. And then the main way that you can get the outer-region shiny is by egging it. And that last challenge has taken me over a year to complete. And the reason for that is the best way to get the outer-region shiny is to get COD OT on the Mon via a swarm or an event or something like that, and then to start egging that Mon. So I've been egging the outer region shiny for over a year now, and I'm about 100k eggs dry. I don't have the exact number because I haven't been keeping track this entire time, but I was able to do a low ball estimate, and then I've been counting ever since, and I have just recently hit about 100,000 eggs, which is pretty damn unlucky, but it is what it is, and we're going to keep on pushing through. So as you can see on screen, my Pokedex currently has 400 out of 608 on the national dex, which has given me a lot of options of different outer region shiny that I can potentially egg. So I kind of just go and egg whatever is cheapest on the market that I have available to me. If we come in here into the Poke Center and then we look inside my PC, I can show you what my boxes are looking like so you can get a better idea of how I'm going about doing this. So as you can see, I have this extra box right here, which is just stuff that I catch in the wild because I catch my own males to make things cheaper. But every single box after that is just an egg group, and then I have everything organized into there. And then these boxes are for eggs, and then these are for mill tanks. So essentially what I do is for every single field mail that I catch, mainly in the Safari Zone, I kind of just hang out there to get mails because it's cheaper. Sometimes I go other places, but I mostly hang out there. I'll use the field mails that I get, so the field monster, you know, Rhyhorns and Nidorans, I'll use that to egg with these mill tanks because the mill tanks will just egg back to being female mill tanks, so I don't have to buy the female. I can catch the male, and then I'm essentially egging for free doing this strat. For the other egg groups that you can catch in the Safari Zone, like Bug and Plant, I'll mainly just collect these, and then I'll egg what I can. Like recently, I've been egging Carnivine and Roselia for the plants. I've been egging Wurmple for the bug and Trapinch as well. And then sometimes I'll spoil myself. Like if I see a Lucario listed on the GTL for like 2k yen, I'll pick that up, and then I'll egg that with a Ditto because I do have the Riolu OT. And then, you know, that gives me a chance of getting a Riolu shiny, which would be pretty cool. I also did get Rotom recently with the swarms from the Shiny Wars lately. Kanto's been having some pretty crazy swarms, and we got Rotom finally. So I do have the Rotom COD OT. They are a little more on the pricier side. Like if you go on the GTL right now and you look at Rotom, like base price of Rotom is like 5k, so if I were to buy a box of that, that's 300k, 60 mon times 5, 300. Typically I try to go for whatever's cheaper. So for example, Wurmple right now is selling female for 1100 right now, so if I was going to start egging and I had like a bunch of extra bug males that I needed to get females for, I would just buy the Wurmples because they're the cheapest option. You know, I typically try not to spend more than 2k yen for a female. I am sitting at like 15.6 mil right now, which is a little on the lower end. Usually I have more, but I did just spend a shitload of money on supplies. But yeah, guys, this is kind of my strategy right now for how I'm going about completing the region lock as efficiently as possible. I am just hanging out in the Safari Zone or other places where I can catch male breeders, and I'm just egging them with any females that are cheaper on the GTL or with my Miltanks right here. All right, so while I was recording clips, I did notice on the map right now there is a Sharpedo Swarm, which is an outer region shiny, and I actually don't have the COD OT for Sharpedo, surprisingly. This is a new swarm for the area. If you look at you know, Carvana or whatever, you look at wild locations, there's no Kanto, and then if you look at Sharpedo wild locations, there's no Kanto. So if I did get a shiny at this specific situation right here, I would technically complete the challenge, and then my hell would be over, and I can move on to the next region. I know it's been a while since I mentioned it, but I actually decided like a while ago that I would determine which region I go to next based on a poll that you guys vote on. So I always get that question all the time, you know, which region are you doing a region lock in next? It would definitely just be whatever you guys vote on. I totally forgot to grab Mon for catching this. Imagine if I get a shiny and all I have is my Cypher. That would not be a good look. All right, I did get some catching Mon together. Perfect. Let's go ahead and catch some Sharpedos. All right, no shiny on the first encounter, no shiny on the second encounter, no shiny on the third encounter. All right, so no shiny, unfortunately. We did not get lucky, but we're going to go ahead and catch the Sharpedo so we can get the COD OT on it, and then we can start egging Carvana if we really wanted to. That's honestly the exciting thing about playing the region lock. You get like these cool little encounters right here where like you wouldn't have been able to egg Carvana before, so but now I can egg it and then potentially get that as the outer region shiny. If you guys aren't, you know, familiar, this is kind of like a niche rule, but essentially with the two shinies that I get, the in region and outer region, I'm not allowed to train or evolve them while I'm in this region until I get them and leave. And then those two shinies would have to be used to complete the storyline whenever I get to that point. But yeah, so essentially if I were to get the Sharpedo shiny, for example, it would probably be pretty good for the storyline because it has speed boost. You essentially want to get like good shinies for the E4 and, you know, the storyline, so it's not that difficult. I did get Shelter for my first in-region shiny, so that would be what I'm using for the storyline, which is great because Skill Link Cloister is really powerful, but whatever I egg next is going to be whatever else I use. All right, and there's the Sharpedo COD. Easy COD OT. So Sharpedo was added to the Pokedex. Hell yeah. Maybe we got a good one. No, it is awful. All right, so we're gonna grab the Sharpedo, and then we're gonna grab a Ditto that we just caught recently in our box, and we're gonna go ahead and egg them at the breeder together. So if you're not familiar with how this works, if you like look at the Pokedex entry for Sharpedo now, you can see I have the COD OT on Sharpedo, but if you look at this Carvana, I do not have COD OT on this. If I were to egg this Sharpedo with like a water bee, what is this, a female? I remember. I wouldn't even be able to do, but imagine this was a female and I only had Sharpedo and I didn't have Carvana. If I were to egg this with a male water Beamon, it wouldn't give me the COD OT. I would need two of them or a Ditto with my OT. So luckily we only need to catch the one. Now when that hatches, we will officially have the Carvana COD OT. So I haven't really made a video ever since the update with the incubators, and I haven't really expressed my opinion on them. I do think it's a weird concept, just like game-wise, because I've only ever played Leaf Green. I've never experienced incubators. Apparently this was in like the actual game at some point in the future, so people are more used to it, but it's just kind of like a foreign concept to me. But I don't dislike it. I actually enjoy it because usually I'm hanging out in the Safari Zone, and it was kind of annoying having to reset my eggs every single time. Like I'd have to leave the Safari Zone, teleport back to the PC, grab more eggs, go back to the Safari Zone, and then they would hatch again, and it was just kind of a process, and I didn't really enjoy that. So it's a lot more leisurely to egg now, which is kind of nice. All right, and it looks like our egg did hatch, and we do now have the Carvana COD OT. If we look at the Pokedex now, you can see we have Carvana right here, so we have the entire Carvana Sharpedo line officially learned. Hell yeah. So actually I'm gonna go encounter in the Safari Zone for a little bit. I do have 2 boxes of eggs and 2 lines that I need to hatch, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I still have 4 shiny charms, and I only ever really use my own shiny charms if I'm gonna go egg, just because they're kind of pricey and I'm trying to stack up money. I'm sitting at like 15.6 mil, and that's honestly pretty decent for me. I did just spend 4 mil on supplies. Like if you look here, what did I just buy recently? I bought 1,000 expert lures because you need those. I bought hundreds of repels. I bought like 4,000 almost Pokeballs, 500 timer balls, 500 quick balls, 500 dust balls. I just kind of went crazy on supplies, and that adds up. So I spent like 4 mil on supplies recently. I did have like around 20 mil, but 15 isn't bad. I've been kind of obsessed lately with trying to get the number bigger. I really like collecting money in this game, so I've been doing my gym reruns every day, selling all the 2x31s that I encounter in here. I have been collecting for a long time, but I've been kind of putting that on the back burner a little bit. I still do it, but I just don't, you know, like spend hundreds of thousands on stuff I really only snipe nowadays. We're gonna encounter in the Safari Zone for a little bit while we hatch the rest of these eggs. As you can see, I'm catching every single male that I encounter here. Like I mentioned earlier, this is how I go about egging for free. I'll catch my male breeders in the Safari because it's super cheap, and then I'll just egg. So yeah, guys, I'll get back to you if anything interesting happens. I guess I should probably address the elephant in the room as well. I did join a new team. If you guys, you know, aren't aware, Team Rue, the one and only team that I've ever been on, did actually disband after, you know, years of being together. It's a long story that I'm not going to get into, but essentially I was teamless for about 2-3 months, and I kind of just, you guys know how it is. Like, this game is a lot more fun and entertaining when you're on a team, so I just decided to apply to, you know, a few teams, see who would take me in. It was a little difficult because Shiny Wars was happening right when I decided to, you know, join another team, so I did get a lot of no's from a lot of people. And then you'd be surprised, it's actually kind of hard to get into a team when you're region locked, because the requirement for most teams is having 4 regions or 2 regions, and you know, I just have the one, so I have to like explain myself, you know, in the applications. But I did end up joining Team Rat. They're a team that I've been familiar with for a while. They do a lot of like, you know, high tier trading, high tier, you know, investing. Great shiny hunters. You know, they did really good in the war recently. And a lot of the Team Room members actually did transition over to this team. So it's, you know, a lot of familiar faces. It kind of feels comfortable to me. So I'm really happy with the decision that I made, and I'll be sticking with this team for the foreseeable future. So I was looking around on the GTL, and I keep on seeing this Haxor's posted, you know, for dozens of mil. Like, I'm not going to be able to buy this. I can't afford it, even if I could. Like, no, it's crazy, but it, you know, I feel like this is pretty validly priced. It's a 5x31 with an 18 adamant, you know, correct nature Haxor's with the North Pole hatch location. This thing is insane. It looks like it's from 2017, which is pretty sick. But yeah, guys, there's just some templates like while I'm shunting that I check, you know, pretty frequently. So like, I'll have like a first alpha template, I'll have a 2012 template, 2014, 2013. No OT, and then, you know, typically you see the North Pole mon in my, I don't have a template for it because it's too many, but I checked 2015s, 2016. This is also where you get unknown OTs. 2017, which is where the Haxor's is right here. And then 2018, I'll pretty regularly check the new listings on these to see if anything interesting pops up. But yeah, guys, that's just really cool to see. You know, 55 mil is pretty crazy, but you know, I feel like that's pretty validly priced considering there's only like 6-7 confirmed hatched at North Pole mon in existence right now. I just noticed that there's a Mr. Mime Swarm right down here in Route 21. So ready to go ahead and check that out. No luck, no luck. Oh wow, I literally got 2 encounters and then the entire swarm just went away. That's unfortunate. Alrighty guys, and just like that, I officially went through all of the eggs that I had in my boxes, and unfortunately we did not get a shiny. So now it is time to go and make some eggs. However, I am going to take a little bit of time to do a gym rerun. I still do my gym reruns every single day. But after this gym rerun, we're going to go ahead and make some eggs. The only thing I don't like about this incubator update is when you remove all from the incubator, like when you hit this button, it just fills it into the you know, most recent available spot in your bank. And it's just so overwhelming. Like, it put it all the way in this box. It would be nice if you could dedicate like specific boxes that they got depoted in, because my, you know, my depot boxes get really messy and I have to organize them every time. It's really annoying. All right, so this is the dream team right here. These are the mon that I use for my gym reruns in Kanto. Looks a little weird, but you know, it works. Oh, I totally forgot to start the, I forgot to activate an amulet coin. I always do that, man. All right, it's whatever. I'll just do this one and pop it after. And that is the gym rerun complete. I was about to go egg, but I noticed on the map there's actually an alpha going on right now, so we're gonna go ahead and check that out, see what that's about. Looks like it's Eradicate. Let's see if I get the Shalfa. Unlucky, no Shalfa League player. It is a male, so we're gonna go ahead and catch this just because it would be good money. All right, and that is the Alpha Cop. Let's see if we got anything crazy. Mile, no, just like an average male alpha. Okay, and I went through all the other boxes. It doesn't look like we have anything. These are the only things that we're gonna be selling right now. We have a Adamant 31 Nidoran, Adamant 31 Parasect, 2x31 Nidoran, and then obviously this alpha. So let's go ahead and post those. All right, so we're gonna wait for those to sell. That's kind of how I get most of my money when I'm just safari hunting. All right, it is officially egging time. I have no more eggs left, and I have all these mon that I need to egg. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and organize all these boxes and get ready for an egg cycle, and I'll get back to you guys once I do that. Out of habit, I looked at the market and found this Blastoise modest one level 100 for 30k. I think I could flip that, so I'm gonna buy that. If you guys are curious, just because I have it open right now, I'd probably end up selling this for like 60k, just because if I was like looking for a level 100 Blastoise, I'm looking for like the most usable one, you know, being like a modest nature. This modest is better for 100k, but you know, I feel like 60k, you'd save 40k, somebody might buy the 60k one, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell that. All right guys, so I lined up everything the best that I could. As it stands right now, the monster boxes right here all have you know, male and females to breed with, and then you know, these bug boxes are set up. I do need to buy some females for these bugs right here. Some extra plant females for this box. I need plant females for this box. Probably gonna buy some Rotoms or some Lucarios to match these Dittos just so I can get rid of them and clear up the box space. And then I need to get females for these guys, and then in the cell box, this is all extra. So like after I egg everything, I'm just gonna buy the extra females that I need to breed these as well, so I don't waste the shiny charm. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some females to fill all this up. All right, guys, and that officially marks the last box. If you look here, I have a pair for every single one of these boxes that have male and female breeders in them. So we're gonna go ahead and pop a shiny charm and, you know, get through all these mon, and then we'll have plenty of eggs to go ahead and continue hunting with. All right, guys, so now we get to do the fun part of putting our shiny charm in chat and then seeing if anybody wants to join. Good luck, everybody. Let's go ahead and pop. So we're gonna go ahead and start egg hunting, guys. So I'll get back to you once I finish egging all these mon, and yeah, see you guys soon. You're officially finishing up on the charm here. I still have like 2 rows to go because I didn't finish fast enough, but luckily my friend DM'd me asking if I wanted to join his charm, so I'm just gonna hop in there for the last little row. All right, we're in a new charm. Shout out Blurp. We're just gonna wait for him to pop that, and then we're gonna finish the last 2 rows, and then eggs will officially be done. Take a look. We made quite a lot of eggs. We have all these, a lot. Let me put them all together. We'll see how much we have actually. All right, yeah. So like I said, I still have to egg these guys, but it looks like we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. 7 times 6. That's 420 eggs plus these guys right here. I don't think that's that bad. I'm pretty sure like 400 to 500 in an hour is like relatively average. I'm not like the fastest egger in the world, but I think that's pretty solid. All right, and that is officially the last egg. We have egged every single mon in our PC. Usually I would take a break after egging for an hour, but because we got invited to a shiny charm, like as soon as, you know, we finished, I'm just gonna hop straight to the Safari Zone and get right into encountering. Whoa, hold on, I didn't even realize what I just did. What the? No fucking shot. Okay. Is that it? Is it just this one? Bro, I was like watching TV. I was like, let me check the 2012 market real quick. Okay. 6k yen? 7k yen? Okay, we take that. What the fuck? Okay. Alright guys, conveniently that is the end of the charm, and I was refreshing for like a few minutes afterwards. It doesn't seem like this is like a 2012 dump. I even checked like the 2013s to see if this was the only 2012. This is just a random 2012 that got listed, so hell yeah, we take that. The charm is over, so I'm going to take a little break from shunting. Alright guys, I just got back from taking a break, and a few of my listings actually sold while I was gone, so we're going to go ahead and claim that. And that's an easy 125k back to the cash stack. So we're sitting roughly at 15.4 mil. I really want to get back up to 20. Like I said, I spent like 4 mil in supplies, just getting a bunch of stuff that I need to play the game. So yeah, man, trying to get back up there. 15's a little low for me. I'm trying to be a little more conservative with my spending and only really get snipes like that 2012. But I've been in the Safari Zone for a hot minute, and I kind of want to switch it up a little bit. So I'm going to go to Cerulean Cave, which is a spot where I go to catch Dittos. So when I go in here, I just grab my Breloons, a Parasect for Damp, Dug Trio just to be safe in case for whatever reason I need Arena Trap, and then a Magikarp. And the reason for that is I use Magikarp just as like a splash mon whenever I encounter the Dittos. I have the Dittos turn in the Magikarp, and then I'll just switch back to my Breloom and just catch the Magikarp that way. I really like this cave. I think it has a lot of cool encounters in it. You can get Snorlax as a rare here, which is one of those shinies that I'm really looking forward to getting if I ever do end up getting it. I already have Ditto, which I got from here, and then I have a Venomoth, which you can get from the 2nd floor here. I also caught Kadabra down here, so that's also a thing. I could just get a duplicate Kadabra. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my Ditto strategy. Essentially what I do is when I encounter one of these Dittos, I just switch into my Magikarp, and then once the Ditto transformed into the Magikarp, I just switch back into one of my Brelooms, and then I just go ahead and false swipes for the Magikarp. Alright, and then once I have the Magikarp one-shot and it's asleep, I'll just go ahead and throw Dust Balls at it. I used to use Net Balls in the past, but because that was patched, I just switched to Dust Balls. That's why I have like 600 of them. They're already level 58, so they're kind of difficult to catch. Sometimes you have to throw like 2 or 3 Dust Balls, but most of the time you catch it in 1, so it's not that bad. If I really wanted to maximize this method, I'd probably use like Synchronize with like Adamant or some shit, but you know, it's just a I'm not really in it for the money. I'm kind of just doing this to change up the pace and then also give myself an excuse to egg Lucario. But yeah, guys, I'm going to encounter in here and I'll get back to you if anything interesting happens.
That's exactly what I'm going to do for my son.
Let's go. Wait, no, I mean... No. No shot. Who else but me is looking at the No OT market right now at 9:20 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time? Alright guys, we're back. I ended up ditto hunting for like an hour last night and then I swapped games and went to bed, so I managed to catch like a little under a row, really not that much, but we did get a 2x31 which I'm going to put into the sell box, and then we also got this 31 attack with some decent IVs right here, so I'm going to sell that as well. The rest of these guys are going to be for, you know, Lucarios or whatever I feel like egging. But yeah, it's a new day, so I'm going to go ahead and just depot all my shit, and I'm going to go into the Kanto Safari Zone like I usually do. We're just going to catch some male breeders and try to get a Safari shiny while I hatch some eggs. You know what I'm realizing after being here for so many hours? There's like never anybody in this grass spot, and there's always somebody here at the Magikarp. Like, it is so lonely over here, bro. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there's someone here, you know, sometimes Epoch comes down here to hunt, you know, so that's cool. I see someone I know, but bro, it is lonely hunting out here. Nobody goes in the Kanto Safari Zone specifically in this spot, bro. And if they do come, like, it's like one person. I swear I see some safari clips where people are, you know, shiny hunting, and bro, there's like 12 people roaming in the grass with them. I guess because it's just the other safaris are better, bro, but like, man, it gets lonely out here. Dude, I really hope that I get the outer region shiny in the next like 200-300 hours, bro, because I am at 2,739 hours, and I swear to God, bro, if I have to make a I spent 3,000 hours in Kanto video, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Like, yeah, guys, it's been 3,000 hours. I'm still doing it. Like, what? What? Hello? Bro, tell me I'm recording. I'm recording. What is going on today? What did I just buy? What did I just buy? 2x31 2012. How much did I spend on that? Oh, 24k. No fucking shot. That's real. What the fuck? Still can't leave Kanto. That was crazy. All right, guys, real quick. A bunch of people pulled up. I guess there's an event going on being held by this Pokedex figure. So all these people are pulling up for that. I'm assuming that's what's going on right now because there's usually nobody in here. But this dude said what's up to me, so I said he can say what's up for the video, make this little clip. So shout out everyone here. Thank you for joining me in the Safari Zone. You know, hopefully y'all get a shiny or whatever you're going for. All right, guys, it looks like we've got a Nincada Swarm up in Kanto, so I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. That's technically an outer region shiny. I already have the Kanto T for it because I've had this Swarm before, but we're gonna check it out anyways. Maybe we get lucky. Oh my god, look at these boxes, man. This is a fucking mess. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is so much to go through. I still got like a box and a half of eggs to go through from that last cycle, but sheesh, not a shiny. Not a shiny. And never lucky. Never lucky. Alright. No Nincada shiny, unfortunate. Alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode there. I have a lot of stuff that I sniped off the GTL that I need to relist. I have a lot of box organization to do, and I got to make some more eggs. This is my first time doing a progress video, kind of live clip type thing. So if this is something you guys are interested in seeing more of and seeing some more, you know, live progress of the region lock and what I do day to day and how I, you know, go about completing this challenge, let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate the feedback. This has been Team Rocket. Smell you later.